And now we are joined by Gus Kattengell of the Pelicans Radio Network. Gus, the Pelicans are now 0-3 against the Thunder in this series. They are in danger of getting swept tomorrow night on Monday back at the Smoothie King Center. The difference in Game 3 was in the second quarter. It was a 1-point game, and then OKC went on a 14-0 run, hit back-to-back-to-back triples to start that run. It just kind of felt like that was the moment the game changed. They took control in the second quarter during that run, and they never looked back.
Yeah, Todd Graffinini, voice of the Pels, literally said that. Jonas Valanciunas is there, and on that play, probably could have been reviewed. There was contact. They called it contact to the shoulder, but you could have maybe gotten a flagrant there. Instead, he misses one of those two free throws. They go on a 14-0 run right after that. You had momentum. You had this crowd going into it again. And Madeline, it's been like this for about a month where you get a good crowd in here. They want to get going.
Right.
It didn't get going. You didn't get 17 points in the first quarter, 19. And you're finally getting some momentum going, and you give up a 14-0 run. That's a backbreaker.
Yeah, and on the offensive end, the Pelicans have struggled for the third consecutive game. They have open looks, Gus.
Yeah.
They're just not knocking down shots. And head coach Willie Green talked after the game about a lack of confidence when they do have open looks. Just what has been the consistent issue with the offense not being able to produce as it normally would earlier in the season?
Yeah, it's incredible. Almost a year ago, you watched the LSU baseball team get that run, and confidence gives confidence. In baseball, that happens. Basketball is no difference. And you can see it. When there's hesitation, that allows the defense to close out. When there's hesitation, even the crowd sort of feels it. You go for a layup instead of a dunk. There's a lot of doubt going on instead of just playing freely. And it makes things tougher, and you start kind of doubting it. And look, again, that's something that when you hear the coach say we're lacking our confidence out there, that's tough to overcome, because I can't draw something up for you to do that. You have to either feel it off your hands, you have to feel the energy afterwards, and it's just hard to see.
And the postseason is all about stars delivering on the biggest stage for the Pelicans. Their stars have been struggling. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum combined for 12 points in the first half. They kind of got a little bit more into a rhythm in the second half, but still those guys struggling to put up points against this really good Oklahoma City defense.
Well, they're good.
Yeah.
And look, the Thunder have been among the top teams in the Western Conference all season long.
Yeah.
Madeline, going into the last day, the last time I chatted with you on that Sunday final game of the regular season, 3 teams in the Western Conference were tied to try to get the 1 seed. Right. Oklahoma City won, they were the 1 seed. So they've been good, they've been consistent. But when I look at that team and I look at what you just said, these last 2 topics, they have an identity. They've been consistent. What has been the consistent aspects of the Pelicans? They've struggled to shoot the three-pointer. They haven't shot above 30% in 3 games against the Thunder from beyond the arc. That goes to that confidence level to it. When you talk about CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram having to struggle and do that, it's very simple if you're the Thunder. I'm going to guard them, make their lives tough, because the other people aren't coming through and knocking down those open looks. So it makes it tougher for that offense to get going. And then turnovers, Madeline, 21 turnovers, and you almost shoot yourself in the foot. In all 3 games so far this series, it has gone up, the amount of turnovers from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. It was 14, it was 17, and 21 tonight.
We will see what will happen Monday night. But Gus, thank you so much for your time and your insight. We always appreciate it.
I promise we're going to talk about a win one day, right?
Hopefully,
I promise.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
No, as always.